particularly chemistry. Okay, we are now continuing the discussion of the mixture as one type of the classification of matter. Okay, like that. Okay, so mixture. So homogeneous mixture and heterogeneous mixture. Okay, mix. Nakaloka. So mixture, mixture, homogeneous mixture, okay, and heterogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture. Okay, so how can you identify between a homogeneous mixture and a heterogeneous mixture? So the first thing to do is to discover the root word, which is the genus and the homo and the hetero. So the first, you need to establish the terminology first, the English. Okay, so what do you mean by homo? So similar, something like that. What do you mean by hetero? Meaning different. So we have heterosexual, we have homosexual. So we will just apply that here also in homogeneous and heterogeneous. Okay? Like that. But homogeneous, there's a gray area here that sometimes we are confused. Really. You get the point? For example, if you mix salt and water, okay, it is a homogeneous mixture or not? Or heterogeneous mixture? I will discuss later. Okay, so homogeneous, okay, it is composed of two or more substances in different phases. Sorry, the same phases, the homo man siya. The brain cells connect.
The Bluetooth device is ready to pair.
Again, homogeneous mixture. Muna siya, guys. Okay, akong pagod akong microphone because lobat na siya. Okay, madugog man ko, di ba? Okay, nakula ko dayo. Okay. Homogeneous mixture composed of two or more substances in similar phase. Okay? And then, heterogeneous mixture is composition of two or more substances in different phases of matter. Okay, when you speak about phases, P-H-A-S-E, attached in your brain cells, it's gonna be talking about the matter. Solid, liquid, and gas. Okay, so that you can easily identify what is a homogeneous over the heterogeneous. Okay, but take note in a homogeneous. Homogeneous is basing on the effect. For example, if I will combine salt and water, so if you did not mix that yet, that is a heterogeneous mixture. But if you will mix that one, of course, the salt will be dissolved in water. So it will now become liquid all. That's why it is a homogeneous mixture. Okay? Like that. So it will now become a solution with liquid only as a phase. But take note, before mixing it is a hetero because there's a solid salt and there's also a water which is a liquid. Because the definition of heterogeneous, it states that a mixture or a combination of two or more amount of substances in different phases. Okay, but your only clue there, you did not yet mix. Okay, so it will not fall technically in that term. Because you say mixture, you have to mix, you have to combine, you have to add the two. So if you never do the action, verb, or the task or activity to mix that well, so it's not still a homogeneous. And it is not yet a mixture. Okay? Because when we speak of mixture, there's a combination naman talaga siya. Combining the two. Okay? So, for example, if I have this pentel pen like this and then the paper there, I will never mix that one. Okay? So that is not yet homogeneous. Okay? Like that. Okay? So it is the action, after. Okay? Like that. That's why mixture. Okay? So homogeneous mixture, heterogeneous mixture. So sugar and water. Sugar and water is also homogeneous. Because if you stir the water completely, it will be dissolved later on. It will become now all liquid. Just like coffee also. Okay, coffee is a homogeneous. At first, I will never stir. That's still hetero. Because there's a solid, there's a liquid. I will mix. It will become a homogeneous. This is the gray part of understanding between the homogeneous and heterogeneous. But just take note, after you have combined, after you have stirred, you can classify now a mixture. Do not consider yet the before. Okay? Because it will never define the homogeneity of a substance. You get the point? So that's it. Okay guys? Ano na siya? Ang hetero, there's a combination of everything na siya. Either solid or liquid or gas. Not necessarily it will dissolve. You got the point? There's a coagulate, there's a residue, okay, there's a colloid or a suspension. Something like that. Okay? Oh no, there's no suspension because that is still the same suspension pala guys. For example, suspension guys ha. For example, if I have a combination of oil and water. Sorry, homogeneous pa rin pala siya. Oil and water is still homogeneous. Okay? So that is a suspension. Okay, a suspension is a combination of two or more liquids but in different layers. Okay? For example, alcohol and water. Like that. Oil and water. So, either it will goes up, the oil, or either it will go down. Your identification is the layer. And you combine it. That's why it's a mixture. But they will never completely dissolve with each other. It's not miscible with each other. But that is a homogeneous. Because all are liquid. Okay? And then if you put the naphthalene ball, something like that, or any substance in that, okay, and then it will not dissolve completely. You got the point? And that is a heterogeneous mixture. Okay? Or for example, if you heat that and there's a vapor to the atmosphere, the more it will become heterogeneous mixture. There's a gas, there's a solid, there's a liquid, something like that. So this is your identification. For example, cement, concrete, it is a homogeneous or heterogeneous. Cement or concrete, right? You put water so that it will become a cement. So that is heterogeneous mixture, not a homogeneous mixture. You get the point? Because there's water. I mean, the product is still also wet. And there's a presence or identification. Water is still there. Okay? The moisture, something, or moisture content, something like that. It's now heterogeneous mixture. The cement. Okay? And the concrete. Okay, not the dry concrete, the raw materials concrete. It's still in the in the mixing moment. Mixing moment. Not yet dry. Okay, nakakaloka. Okay, cement, something like that. Okay, like this. But if you are talking with the product itself, na siya sa pack, that is a homogeneous sa bag. Okay, like that. But when you build a foundation, you mix the gravel, the sand, like that, the gravel, the stone, like that, the water, right? Then you do the masonry job. So that's heterogeneous siya. Okay, but then kung cement lang siya, solid products, for example, Portland cement, gray cement. So there's the water there. So of course, that's homogeneous mixture. Get the point? O, ganon. Get the point? What I mean in cement is the concreting, okay? Not the product na solid siya talaga, entire. That's what I mean in my brain cells. Not the solid in the bag. Okay? Like that's a mixture, homogeneous mixture, and heterogeneous mixture. For example, guys, okay. Like this, chlorine, tsaka, ganun ba? Chlorine plus water. This is heterogeneous. Ganon. Okay. Gas po siya in the chemical reaction. Chlorine gas. Ganon. Okay? Ang product. mo-release ang H2, ang oxygen gas, gano'n, and mo-produce siya hydrochloric acid, liquid. Oh, that is heterogeneous mixture. Okay? Mochi ni timanan. Okay, guys, it's very clear, right? No need to expand further the discussion of these mixtures. Okay? So it's a measure of homogeneity and heterogeneity of the chemical composition of a substance, of a matter, something like that. Okay, guys? Matter. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this short vlog. If you like, comment, and share, you can do that, and you can also subscribe to the channel if you like, and then you can click the notification bell for some newest updates. Sing your eternal voice. Bye bye, God bless everybody. Oh, diba? Dali na kayo. Kakaloka.